Hello and welcome back to the Watford Way. Once again, I'm spoiling you guys with content at the moment, and today I've got another video for you during this international break when not a lot of football. There's not a lot of news around Watford, is there? So I thought I'd bring you some more videos, and today we've got another video for you, and it's a Q&A, and I asked you guys on Instagram, I think it was 4 or 5 days ago now, to submit your questions. I think about 30 questions were submitted, so I obviously can't get through them all today, but I've picked out a few questions that I liked and they will be popping up in this video right now. So if your question gets featured, congratulations, and if it doesn't get featured, I'm ever so sorry, but I'm sure I'll do another one of these videos in the future, and yeah, I'm sure your question will get on that as well. So, starting off with the first question. Ajeg says, how are you today? I'm doing fine, Ajeg. I'm doing absolutely fine. It's my birthday tomorrow, so happy birthday to myself for tomorrow. Future James, happy birthday to you, mate. And yeah, not doing too bad, Ajeg. Watford doing fantastically well at the moment, obviously. Second in the league. I really hope we can get promoted this season, but, it's these last 8 games we've got now that's really going to determine whether that can happen or not, especially, with our games against Norwich, Brentford, Swansea, haven't we? We've got Swansea on the last day of the season. I mean, that could be a huge game. So yeah, really excited, and yeah, I'm doing absolutely fine, Ajeg. Thank you very much for asking. Roberto with a question now, and his question is, what is the best ever Watford celebration from the Pozzo era? Now, I'm going to be a little bit biased, but you might not know this about me, but Odion Ighalo is my favourite ever. He's actually my favourite ever player in the world, let alone Watford player. I basically have a obsession with Odion Ighalo. Now, I don't know how this obsession came about. He's just such a good player. First of all, Odion Ighalo, what a nice guy. He's just a really nice guy. And when he was at Watford, he was absolutely fantastic. And I just wish he would have come back for one more season. But he obviously went off to China. Then he went to Manchester United. He did okay at Manchester United on loan. And now he's actually out in Saudi Arabia. So yeah, wishing Ighalo all the best. But yeah, that is my favourite celebration. When Ighalo scores a goal, he goes running over to the corner flag. He looks up to the sky, points his fingers up. I just loved it. I just absolutely loved it. And Odion Ighalo, my favourite ever Watford player, and that is also my favourite ever Watford celebration. Next question from Chris trying to run. He says, will Troy Deeney and Ben Foster ever play for the club again? Now, that is a very, very difficult question to answer because, they're both fantastic players on their day. They're both getting on in their careers now, and that's obviously why Chris has asked that question. And it's quite a simple answer for me. Troy Deeney, I don't actually think will play for Watford again. I think that his time has come to an end at Watford now. This knee injury that he's had keeps reoccurring. He's not been at his best this season at all. I mean, he's been far from his best. If you think about when we got promoted back in the Premier League, the 15-16 season, I mean, he was fantastic that year. The season before, obviously, the promotion year, he was also fantastic. And ever since that season, really, he's bulked up. And from when Walter Mazzari come into the club to now, he bulked up. He become really, really slow. I'm not sure what happened to Troy Deeney and why his decline has been so drastic. And it's a real shame to see. But I just think that with his injury, where the club's at the moment, with our young players, we've obviously got João Pedro playing up front at the moment. I just think it's the time to move on. So Troy Deeney, I don't think will play for Watford again. Ben Foster could play for Watford again, and of course he can. I mean, he's got a year left in his contract. He's been the Watford #1 keeper for the past 2-3 seasons. So of course Ben Foster can, but whether he can reclaim his #1 spot from Daniel Batman, that is another matter, because Daniel Batman's done nothing wrong. I put out a video yesterday, talking about that whole issue between Ben Foster and Daniel Batman, and it's going to be really, really difficult for him to reclaim that spot. So, of course, Ben Foster could play for Watford again, but whether he can or not, and whether he moves on in the summer, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, that's my answer to that question. So Rudy with a question now. Thank you for submitting your question, Rudy. I know I see you a lot in the comments on these videos, so I really do appreciate it. He says, if we don't go up, would you like to see Hungbo start? I've actually seen a few people ask me this, and I've got the same answer, and that is maybe. Maybe. I don't know. I think Joseph Hojbjerg's, he's obviously one of the most talented players we've had come through the academy for quite a long time. I can't actually remember the last player, really that had the effect that he's had on the first team this season. I think he's made 3 or 4 appearances now. And yeah, I mean, he's shown his qualities, put good balls into the box, really good pace. But what is he, 19, 20 years of age? If we go to the Premier League, he ain't going to be getting a lot of game time, unfortunately. So I think for Joseph Hojbjerg, if we go up, he goes out on loan. If we stay down, which I hope actually doesn't happen, then of course we need to utilise him, because there's a talented player in there, and he just needs a bit more. He needs more minutes essentially, and if Xisco can provide him with that, or another manager, depending on what happens in the summer, then it would be fantastic. But Joseph Hojbjerg, superb player from what we've seen so far, and definitely want to see him get more minutes. And the last question is from C_Roberts, and he says, what is the Hornets' best ever signing? Now, for me personally, this is a very simple question, because I've been a Watford fan my whole life. 20 years now, because it is my birthday tomorrow. I'll be 20 tomorrow. So once again, happy birthday to myself. But yeah, I think in my lifetime, the best signing we've made, I mean, it's got to be Troy Deeney. Now, if you're an older fan, you might say Luther Blissett, John Barnes, and that's absolutely fine, and I actually agree with you. But in my lifetime supporting Watford, it's got to be Troy Deeney. I mean, firstly, to buy Troy Deeney, Elton John held a concert at Vicarage Road just to get the transfer funds to buy him. He only cost 500k, which at the time was a lot of money for Watford, but looking back at it now, it was a bargain. And all the goals he's scored since. I mean, what is he now? Watford's 3rd or 4th highest ever goal scorer in history, and we got him for £500,000 from Walsall. I mean, it's absolutely fantastic, and there should be no argument there that in my lifetime, and probably you guys watching if you're younger fans as well, Troy Deeney, in terms of the value he's brought to the club, that's got to be the best signing that Watford have ever made. But you could also argue John Barnes, Luther Blissett, as I said just a second ago, they were also fantastic signings. But for me, it's literally on my wall behind me there. It's got to be Troy Deeney, hasn't it? So, thank you very much for watching. A little bit of another different video for you today. But I really hope you enjoyed it. And, of course, I'll be doing more of these videos in the future. Let me know what other videos you want to see in the comments below. Give me some content ideas. I'm all ears. I'm all ears. And yeah, I'll take your suggestions in the comments below. Make sure to hit subscribe on our channel if you haven't already. Let me know your thoughts on this Q&A in the comments below. And I'll catch you for another video very, very soon. Bye, guys.